Hello everyone. So I've been seeing a new trend on social media. It's as far as cooking. And people they're going out in the outdoors and they're making these meals in the wilderness per se. And they're cooking on very rudimentary, pieces of cookware. So I decided I'm going to give it a try myself. So I set up 2 cinder blocks with this large flat stone. And I'm going to cook up some spare ribs on it, and we're going to see how it goes. Got our kindling set up. Hardwoods. So let's see how it goes. So I had another fire burning over there, so I shoveled some coals over here, and it's very important I don't want to heat this rock up too much. It is very thin and it could crack very easily if I heat it up too much. So what I'm doing, I'm just slowly blowing on it, trying to get the coals going. It's important that I want to use wood and not charcoal. I want to keep it a very natural taste because the smoke is definitely going to build up above the meat. It should help provide the flavor. We'll see what happens here. It's very experimental. So the fire just finally lit up, and I'm not trying to blow on it or coax it too much because, like I said, I want this to heat up very slowly. This is a thin piece of rock. It's almost like river slate. It was dug out of the middle of the Susquehanna River, and if I let it heat up too fast, it could potentially crack. We don't want that to happen because then it will spoil the dinner. It's a very rudimentary setup I have here, but hey, simple is always the best. Fire is really starting to get going now. Then again, I'm not making it too big, just adding a little bit of twigs and stuff, slowly building it up. Don't want to overheat this surface here, or it could mean disasters. Alright, so I got the fire pretty raging down there. She's pretty well warmed up. And I did the same thing you do in a cast iron pan. I salted the top of it. I'm just going to let that salt heat up with the rock itself. So hopefully when I slap that meat on, it really flavors it with the rock and all. I'm going to try to save this rock and use it a couple times over again. Pan is hot and seasoned. Got our ribs ready. Ain't they beautiful? Nice pieces of meat. We might slather them in a little butter. Add salt, top it off, and that's about it. Maybe add some pepper based on personal preference. And we'll be well on our way. Add in the good stuff. Shit. Oh my God, this is gonna blow up in my face. Not least. Yes. Look at that. Isn't that not beautiful? Oh man. Pepper seasoning. Everything's down to perfect temperature. Rock's heated up. Fire has receded down to hot coals. We're going to go up here. We're going to do our first flip. They've been on about 5 minutes now. So we're going to see what happens here. Oh, it doesn't look bad. Oh, wait and see. Doesn't look terrible. Seems to be cooking along at a reasonable pace at least. I don't know. Alrighty. Cooking good. Restoke the fire. Just see what happens here. Now that is much better. That's coloration I want to see. Oh yes. This one could use a little more. And yeah, we got some little bloody on that side, but it's okay. That'll cook right off. And sometimes when you get bored with food's cooking, you just reach in and grab yourself a beer. It's actually going very well. Keeping the fire stoked up. Ribs are actually cooking quite nicely for just a rock, as rudimentary as it is. And it's uneven. It's not like a pan, you know, of course. You could find some pretty flat rocks. This rock, you know, has some uneven surfaces on it. But for the most part, the food seems to be cooking very well. I'm very impressed. It should be done shortly, so there we go. Oh yeah. So I outfitted a little hood from our grill and I put it on top. Flames are just far enough where it's not touching the handle because it is made out of plastic, maybe heat proof, but it's still. So I think that looks. You can see these bad boys really cooking in here. Oh yeah, look at that. Final check. This is it. Should be ready by now. Had the lid on for about 5 minutes. Oh yeah. Hell yeah. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you all who watched this video, and have a nice day.